Karibuni sana to the live. My name is Wilma Mwangi for those who do not know me, and I am the host of this live. I'm so excited to have you guys joining us today, and it's such a wonderful Wednesday. You know, wherever you are, morning, evening, guten Tag, guten Morgen. I'm doing German classes, guys, so I will be showing you how good I am at it right now. So I will be having a conversation with AskNivi, and we'll be talking about mental health hygiene. And I'm sure it's for the best interest of every one of us to know about our menstrual health. This includes also men joining into this conversation because it's good to raise awareness. There's been so much stigma around talking about menstruation, like for example, take me when I was back in campus, and it happened like my menstrual cycle started all of a sudden. I'd take my sanitary pack. I'd literally like hide it in my pocket, like slip it in and put it in my cup pouch so that I can like go do my thing in the washroom. So if that has been you, please, we are in this conversation to raise awareness and to make it a comfortable conversation to have amongst women, amongst men. So I am excited to have Ask Nivi to just dig into these matters on menstrual health. And I'm having my fruits. So in the meantime, I'll just be enjoying my watermelons, my bananas, and my oranges. Because I have someone special who has made it for me. Yeah, baby girling like that. So anyway, without further ado, I will be inviting my guests to talk more about menstrual health. So Ask Nivi. Last year, was it? She's going to come and remind me when it was, but yeah, most probably it was last year. You were talking more on sexual and reproductive health. Hey,
Hi, Roma.
how are you?
Hi. Nice of you to have us on board for this particular conversation.
I'm so excited that you agreed to join me in
Uh-huh.
this conversation.
Yes, I'm also excited to be here.
Okay, okay. Hey, you look nice. How's your
Thank
Wednesday
you.
going?
When is it? When is it's been a slow day here,
Mm.
with everything that's going on, but so far so good. Yeah.
Mhm.
And how's everything on your side?
I'm good.
Mhm.
It's 7 o'clock this side, so
Okay.
the sun is still out. Can you imagine that? But yeah, I'm
Okay.
good. I'm having my fruits just to
Uh,
be going
yeah.
throughout the day
Mhm.
before I
Keeping
indulge
healthy.
in aquavia. Well, it's good to see
Yeah.
you. I was actually
Good.
talking about the conversation we had last time.
Oh
And
yeah, we really had a really interesting
yeah, it
conversation
was last
last
year,
week.
right?
Mhm. Yes,
Okay,
almost
okay.
because we did talk in on some matters which are like similar to what we're going to go to talk about today.
Yeah,
So yeah, for everyone who missed that particular conversation, you still have it saved in
yeah,
the
for sure.
video. Mhm.
Yeah,
So they
I
can
do.
still go back and watch that video. So for that one, it was reproductive health tips that every woman should know. So, and it was a really interesting conversation where we touched on a little bit on like, things to do with breast cancer, cervical cancer, the importance of the HPV vaccine,
Mm,
and yeah, the importance of visiting a gynecologist
yes.
every single year for ladies, especially for ladies, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And they also talked about the chat box,
Yes,
the chat bot.
yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the chat bot and how you can use it. So
Uh-huh.
just to remind everyone, I'd like you to introduce yourself and what you
Mhm.
do and about Ask Nivi as well.
All right, yeah. Yeah, my name is Christine, an associate here at AskNivi. So AskNivi is an interactive chatbot that shares information on sexual and reproductive health. So by that, I mean we do have like information on contraceptives. We also, the chatbot itself on WhatsApp can recommend three birth control methods. Do you know that? So the chatbot can recommend 3 birth control methods.
Yeah.
So that's something you have to tell it like your needs.
Hello.
After sharing your family planning.
Christine, can you hear me? Or I'm the one
Yes.
who's breaking?
Is my video clear on your ends?
You're breaking a bit. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, now I can hear you. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was saying, like the AskNivi chatbot itself can recommend 3 birth control methods just for you after sharing your family planning goals. Because for some people, maybe they want to wait an year, or some people want a kid probably in 6 months. So using that, you should be able to recommend 3 birth control methods. So aside from contraceptives and family planning, the chatbot shares information on HPV. As you know, HPV is one of it's a major cause of cervical cancer. And yeah, so it shares information on HPV and also shares information on where you can get the vaccine here in Kenya. So the chatbot is, yes, it is available everywhere countrywide. So anyone in Kenya can use the chatbot for free, and the information you share on the chatbot is private and confidential. So it's free, private, and confidential for everyone here. And on top of that, aside from now HPV, contraceptives, family planning, we do have information on STIs such as HIV/AIDS, gonorrhea, syphilis, and all that. So we do recommend places where you can go to get tested for STIs. And also, we now moving back to the topic we're going to be chatting about, we do have information on menstrual health. So yes, and so once you get on the chatbot, which is available on the phone number 254-20-764-0156. So that's the WhatsApp number, because the chatbot is available on WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. So once someone gets on the chatbot, they're able to start to select a health topic, and thereafter the chatbot will refer the person to either a pharmacy which is near them for like short-term family planning methods, or a clinic where they can go and get long-term family planning methods, or also now for other services such as STI testing, and also, we do have information on tuberculosis, which we do share information on the same. So that's it about AskNivi actually.
It's for free, guys. It's all for free, and it's very simple. Because I remember using AskNivi to just get information more on like the reproductive health side of it. And I loved how simplified they made it. It wasn't a lot of information, a lot of health, medical terms used, and it was definitely all free. So I don't know if Kristen, if you don't mind, just you can add the number on the comments, or if you're okay, you can just do it. I can do it with when I post the video. I'll just add the number to that. Anyone who needs this service, guys, it's a bomb. So AskNivi.
And the other thing, we do have a link on our Instagram bio. So once you click this link, it takes you directly to WhatsApp where you can start a free conversation.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So let's dig into today's topic. We're going to be talking about menstrual health hygiene, and I'm so glad, Kristen, you've joined us today on behalf of AskNivi to talk about this. So my first question for you goes to: have you had any misconceptions around menstrual hygiene?
Menstrual hygiene.
Misconceptions.
So maybe I'll go back to the video which we posted on tampons. So remember, we did a video a couple of weeks ago where we talked about how you can use tampons. So one of the misconceptions is that it's painful to wear a tampon. So it shouldn't be like painful to wear it. It should be comfortable to wear it. So yes, and anyone can use tampons.
Okay.
So yes, we did get like a few comments on, oh, it's painful to wear it. No, it shouldn't be painful to wear a tampon. So yeah,
Mm.
that's one of the misconception. And then the other misconception we do have is
Wait, before you continue, you said you should be able to wear it.
mhm,
And if you actually are not, because you have to be lubricated down there for it to,
yes,
go up
uh-huh,
your vaginal area,
uh-huh.
right? So what do you do in that case? Because it does happen.
Yeah, so you can use lube itself in
Mm-hmm.
that case. Yeah, in the case you're not lubricated, but in most cases, the period blood itself, it
Yeah.
acts as a lubricant. So it shouldn't be an
Okay.
issue. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good.
All right. So the other misconception people usually say is period blood is dirty. So you
Mm.
probably like that, or even like in your subconscious, you've got that because it's going out.
Mm.
So yeah, the thing is about period blood, it's not like toxin itself. It's basically the uterine tissue, blood, and also bacteria, a bit of bacteria. So it's in itself is not dirty because it's your uterine which is shedding its wall every
Mm.
month because you're not pregnant.
Yeah.
So it's a mixture of your of uterine tissue and blood and a bit of bacteria and
Mm.
mucus lining.
Yeah.
So yes, that's another misconception.
Okay.
And then the other misconception is that about basically periods in
Yeah.
general is that pain during your periods is normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's not normal because you can get cramp. Cramping is the one which is normal because your muscles are relaxing, they're
Yeah.
contracting.
Contracting. Yeah.
So
Mm.
that's where you get the cramping.
Yeah.
But pain, intense pain, it doesn't allow you to like do your normal days functions. That's
Yeah.
not normal. So
Okay.
in that case, it could be a symptom of something else, such as
Mm.
endometriosis.
Yeah.
So for that, it's advisable to visit a doctor to seek a solution
Ah.
because your
Mm-hmm.
like periods, even if you're in your periods, you should be able to conduct your day-to-day affairs.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
But I saw there's this country that actually gave period leave. So to
Yeah.
women at work.
Mhm.
So if your cramping maybe gets too overwhelming, you can actually take a period leave. But anyway, that's right. If it's
Yeah.
too painful for you to like get up
Mhm.
in the morning, do a few light activities, then it's definitely a cause of alarm.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I,
I look for that.
yeah, me too. I look for it. For me, I've
Yeah.
had I think two cases where they say that you have to use scented sanitary products so that you can cover the menstrual order. And I just want to say that it's absurd because menstrual the process of
Mhm.
menstruating definitely it's a natural state and it
Mhm.
comes with its order, and that's why we'll be talking about best practices to maintain the menstrual
Yeah.
hygiene. So
Yeah.
using
Yeah.
scented products is a no-no. And another one I've had is douching.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
we have addressed it before. Uh-huh.
yeah, where
Yeah,
you like use things to like
yeah,
wash your vagina when you're in your menstrual cycle. So we'll also talk about the risks associated with that. So
mhm,
anyway, yeah, those are the two that I have had so far.
yeah,
And also
mhm,
the few that you've added, very true. Okay.
yes.
So
And then
um
to even add on that is
yeah.
another misconception is where people say if you have used a tampon or if you have used a menstrual cup, then you're no longer a virgin. You have had that.
What? I have
Yeah.
never had that.
You people say that I've had even among like my circles.
What?
People say, oh, if you're using a then you're not a virgin. Yet those two are not correlated because one is more of an intimate act to someone else, and then for tampons, it's more of menstrual hygiene. So
Yeah.
yes, the two aren't related. So that's one misconception we need to do away with.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. Anything else you need to add?
Maybe this one is not more on menstrual hygiene,
Yeah.
but rather a period.
Yeah.
One misconception people have is that you can't get pregnant when you have sex on your periods.
That one. Mm. Mm. Very
But
true. I've heard of that one.
yeah, the truth of the matter is you can get pregnant because remember, after the intimate act, you sperms do live on for a few days after a after a sexual act. So
Hmm.
therefore, the possibility of you getting pregnant thereafter
Hmm.
is there.
Yeah,
So that misconception we should do away. Like you remember
for
to
sure.
use contraceptives or like such as condoms, or you should be on your like your regular family planning method so that you if you don't want to get pregnant, you ensure you don't get pregnant during your periods.
Yes, I like that.
Mm.
I like that. You can
Yeah.
definitely Google the science behind it, guys. It's amazing. I also got to
Yeah.
hear about that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we
So,
do have a blog post on asknivi.co.ke blog.
uh-huh.
The blog link is in the bio. We do
Okay.
have a blog post like demystifying that particular myth.
Hmm.
So yeah, talking details on how it actually happens.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. Let's talk about best practices to maintain your menstrual hygiene during your
Oh,
cycle. Yeah.
mhm. Yes. Yeah, I'll start off by saying like the best practices. Basically, yeah, the first thing we are told, even which is like a given thing, or rather it's something we do on the go, or rather regularly, is just
Yeah.
making sure that you yourself you're clean, or rather
Yeah.
you ensure that your intimate parts they are clean. So
Okay.
yes, one best practice is to take a shower every day, at least one shower a day. For some people, it take 2 showers a day. I've heard all about the hygiene politics.
Yeah.
So where people even shower like up to 3 times in a day. But at least make sure you take one shower in a day, at
Okay.
least.
Okay. At least. Got it. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes. And also you should or at least even if you are can you hear me well?
Yeah. Now I can hear you. You had gone undercover. I hope you can all hear me. So, hello, Christine?
Yes, and right now
Yes, I can hear you now. You are lost now.
our
Hello?
hello. I'll go back to the point I had
Yeah.
on cotton underwear.
Okay.
Yeah, so you make sure you wear cotton underwear so that because cotton is breathable, so it's better for your intimate parts, it's better for your
Mm,
health. Yes.
mm, okay.
Then the other thing is you should always wash your hands before using the restroom and after using the
Mm,
restroom, especially when you're changing, so that you
yeah.
avoid the spread of infections
Okay.
to your intimate area.
Yeah.
Yes. And then the other thing is you should discard used menstrual products really well. Like
Yeah.
so one like as we grow up we're told, oh you should like take the menstrual product and wrap it in the wrapper in the it came in with
Yeah.
and then you dispose it safely. So you making sure that you dispose of the menstrual products, the used menstrual products
Yeah.
safely. So that's
Mhm.
another thing like top tips someone like girls should know.
Okay.
Mhm. And then the other thing is changing of menstrual health products. So you should be able to change your menstrual products regularly.
Yeah.
And so maybe like I can talk about the various menstrual products available and for how long you should wear them. So for
For sure.
example, the most common, like even like when you do polls on Instagram, a lot of people say they use pads. And for pads, they should be changed every 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
Mhm. And then for tampons, they should be changed every 4 hours.
Mm.
And also the menstrual cups. The good thing about menstrual cups is that you can wear them all day long. So that means every 12 hours you can change. So
Yeah.
that's why people prefer using menstrual cups because they can go the whole day without changing products, or they can
Yeah.
go the whole day like when they are dried down there. So yes, and then we do have panty liners. For some people, they opt to wear panty liners when they are sporting or maybe in between their period cycles. So
Mm-hmm.
those also should be changed between 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
So it's important to just know this when you're wearing the menstrual products. And also another thing you should notice depends with the flow.
Yeah.
So people have
Mm.
light heavy flow, so they might find themselves changing their menstrual products often.
Mm-hmm.
Often.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Wow. I think you got everything. I also had a couple of tips, and
Uh-huh.
maybe one thing I can recall and just talk about is avoid using scented products for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, scented
And maybe
products.
a reason for that. Is there like a reason for that?
Well, I think it's more on the prod what is being used to scent the pads that actually affects the pH balance in the
Oh, yeah.
vagina. Yeah, which
Mhm.
causes like irritation, dryness, and in the long run, it's infections.
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah,
don't want any utilities down there, do we?
we really don't want UTIs.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay, okay, amazing.
Mhm.
So we have talked about the best practices for maintaining proper menstrual hygiene. So what are some of the, potential health risks associated with poor menstrual hygiene?
Okay. Yeah, so first of all, I think even like as a top line is,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, odor. Bathing helps keep away the odor. So
Mm,
that's why even you can use unscented products, because if you are able to take a bath and you're able to change your period products regularly, then you shouldn't have any odor. So that's one
yeah.
of the
So,
that
mm,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm, okay.
But also the other thing is sometimes when you forget to wash your hands after changing your menstrual product, it can lead to infections such as
Okay.
hepatitis
Mhm.
and also thrush.
Okay.
So it's important to wash your hands so that you don't get these particular infections. And then
Mm,
the other thing is um, for if you don't like change your period products, right, like pads and all that, or
yeah.
very often, you
Mm,
might end up with a rash or
yeah.
fungal infection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which are very painful, by the way. And when I when I was younger, I experienced that
Mm-hmm.
because
Okay.
not these conversations actually don't happen as
Mm-hmm.
openly
Okay.
as they should. You think it's she should know, but as a
Mm-hmm.
young girl, you actually need to be told these things. When you wear your sanitary, when you're wearing a pad, you need to change after 3 to 4 hours. If it's a tampon, such information that you mentioned, very, very
Mm-hmm.
crucial.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes. So just by changing your period products regularly,
Hmm.
as mentioned before, you are able to keep UTIs away and
Hmm.
also fungal infections. So yeah, those are the potential risks which are associated with not like with poor menstrual hygiene.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
mhm,
All right. That's amazing. Even I think it can cause some
mhm,
mental health issues. When there
mhm,
is lack of the menstrual hygiene products or menstrual products. You find girls and women using different ways of trying to, hold on to it, or like have go through the menstruation cycle. So it can cause some mental health problems, because these things that we feel are available, so to some people or in some areas of the country or of the world, they're actually not. So you find girls are missing out on school, missing out on important parts of their life, and that really affects someone in the long run. So yeah, it's not a it's a health risk actually. Yeah, mental health risks. Yeah.
So yeah, it can cause emotional distress, because I can imagine if you like today all of a sudden your period starts and you don't have any menstrual product near you, like a pad, what would you do? You'll
Imagine
just
that.
stay because you
Yeah.
can't do anything. Yeah, so yeah, that's important what you
For
said.
sure. Okay. Amazing. So
Yes.
we think
And
about
then,
sorry.
yes, so then the last tip actually, in terms of risk and also best practices, for some people they wipe from the back to the front.
Mm.
Yeah. So there's a risk in that someone can get a fungal infection, or they can get a UTI. So it's very important that when you're wiping or when you're bathing or washing the intimate area, you wash from the front to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't want to bring your anal bacteria to your vaginal bacteria.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a good mix. Okay. That's amazing. That's amazing. So what are some of the factors we need to consider when choosing menstrual hygiene products, for different age groups and also for different individuals' needs?
Yeah, I'll say the most important factor there to consider will be your period flow.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, some people have light periods, others have heavy. So you may prefer to use a pad because your periods are heavy, or even the pad you use, probably use like the super pad
Yeah.
because your periods are very heavy. So it depends first of all with the flow you have, and for some people, like even when it comes to menstrual cups, there are various sizes for the menstrual cups. There's this medium one, and then there's the large one, and then for the tampons, there's the mini one, the normal one, and then there's the super one. So it all comes down to your flow. And then the other thing I would say is more of a preference, and also now the lady who's buying the menstrual product, because for some people maybe they may say, oh, because this is priced highly, it's a good product for me. So there's that. And also depending on what you can afford. So depending on your pocket size, you might decide to go in for at least pads, they are more accessible. They are more, in terms of price, that is, they are more accessible. So you might decide to go for pads. Or if you have more money to spend, you might decide to buy maybe probably a menstrual cup. A menstrual cup goes for around 1,000 going upwards. And that's pricey. Like considering like what's in the market, that can be pricey to someone else. So it's first, it will aside from now the flow, it boils down to now the person who's buying the period product, whether you can afford that particular product, and also the comfort level. For some people, yes, they may be able to afford a tampon or a menstrual cup, but then for them it wouldn't be a comfortable option. So if you find really a menstrual cup is more comfortable, or a tampon is more comfortable, then that is what you go for. So yes, the flow, the comfort, and also the affordability of the product.
Okay. I'd also add like about sustainability of the menstrual hygiene products that are available. Yeah, because Kristen, if we're really open about it, some of these menstrual hygiene products use very dangerous products, or like to make them, they use very dangerous products like bleach, plastics. So at the end of it, even when after I use a pad, right, and I decide either to dispose it, whatever way I find fit to dispose it, whether it's using the bin, this menstrual products, they eventually end up in the landfills, and whether you're banning them or whatever it is that you're doing to dispose of the mental sorry, why am I thinking about mental health? The menstrual products,
And
it really it really affects the environment. It's very dangerous because it emits some gas which is harmful to the environment. So when you talk about sustainability, even in terms of cost, you said that a menstrual cup is expensive. But Christian, if you look at it in the long run, actually, when you get it once, that menstrual cup, you said it's 1,000 bob, and the number, because we women, we go through the cycle. For some, it's two times a month. For others, it's once a month. So if you look at the number of times you get to buy sanitary products, you get to see that eventually you're actually spending more than 1,000 bob in 6 months. You already spend more than 1,000 bob to get your tampons, to get your regular pads, because regular pads are not more than 100 bob. The last time I checked back at home, it's like 100 bob. So if you look at it in the long term, there's a lot of sustainability to think about for us women. So I'd say let's go the healthy way for ourselves, because even using these pads in the long run causes infertility and a lot of crazy infections that happen. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So this is something women and girls should really think about when they're choosing the sanitary products. So for me, I am going towards the menstrual cup option, where I need to just every day I can use that menstrual cup, wash it, insert it, pour out what it needs to be poured out, and also rewear it. Because even when you look at tampons, the tampons let's say we dispose in toilets, it ends up clogging the drainage system. So it's crazy. Actually, I was just reading about using sustainable menstrual products, and I found it really mind-blowing, the research that really came up about it. So we can go on and on about it. But yeah, that is one of the things, the factors that I really consider when I'm choosing my menstrual hygiene products.
Yeah, and also when it comes to disposal of menstrual products such as pads and what tampons, you should be able to dispose in a bin actually. And for people who dispose in the toilets, they are doing it strongly.
Yeah, okay.
Because now it can clog the toilet, and also for the next person who will use the toilet after you, they would find like the best conditions for them. So yeah,
for sure.
Make sure you put it in a wrapper. Like I've seen the tampons that come with, like, are they called? They come with their own like wrappers, which are like specifically for tampons. So like if you can be able to access those, then get those for tampons so that you're able to dispose very well in a bin. Yeah.
Okay. So proper disposal. There's a question that has come, and she's asking, or he or she is asking. Abaja is asking, does the type of flow affect the number of times I change?
Yes. Yes, it does. As we mentioned, like depending on your flow, if it's heavy, then you might have to change more often compared to someone who is in heavy flow. Because as we said, the pads, you need to change them every 3 to 4 hours. But you might find, because today for some reason, like, because when you start your period, it's not like every day it will be heavy. There's some days where it's very heavy, and then some days it's like you're spotting, and then it goes back to heavy. So depending on your flow, like you'll know eventually, like as your period starts, like the first time your period starts, and then as you continue on, you'll be able to see the patterns in your period flow, and then you'll be able to get sure, like you should get a certain period product for you, or like the type of period product you should get. Because like as I mentioned, with tampons, they have the mini, then there's the normal one, and then the super size.
Super size,
And then for the cup, there is now the regular, and then there's the big size. So yeah,
Yeah.
and pads is now even like I've seen some brands which have like night pads because if you're sleeping for 8 hours, when will you get time to change in between?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That there's the one which have like super, very super. So yeah, you should be able to change your
Your
period products depending on
period. Okay. Okay.
mhm.
Amazing. Anything else you need to add on that topic?
This is actually
Okay. Well, for me, I remember mentioning it to you. So there's the two things we actually talked about. One was the period stigma that I sent you, the screenshot I sent you from a Twitter thing. I think it was a Twitter
yeah,
thing.
that's yeah,
Yeah.
which trended a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
And
incident.
yeah, for those who did not hear, it was a company that really did what can we call it, Christine? Period shaming?
Yeah, I will say that's okay. Is it even period shaming? Because the statements that came afterwards, they are more of victimization of women, or yeah,
Yeah.
something around that.
Mm.
So it even went to period shaming at that
Yeah,
point.
exactly.
Mhm.
So the company, okay, so it was a whole, I don't even know how to start explaining it, but there was a lady who was going through her normal natural period cycle, and I think she was not able to dispose of her sanitary products well enough or as it should be. And so the women in that company were actually told to dress down, like to remove their pants so that the underwears, the undergarments, right, Christine? I hope I'm not,
Mhm.
yeah, the undergarments, and they were to be inspected to see whether it is them who actually who was going through their cycle. So I found that very, as Kristen said, victimizing, and it should have been addressed or handled in a different way for sure. That is actually building up to what we actually want to talk about with Kristen. And the other thing was, when I was here, I was actually buying where I am right now, I'm in the UAE. I was
Mhm.
buying sanitary products. This time I was buying a tampon pack. So I've been looking, Christine, I've been looking for tampons the whole of Dubai. Yani, you think these guys have tampons, but they. So guess what? I am actually going to ask one of the ladies, like the helpers at the supermarket, like, do you have tampons? And I actually encountered three ladies when I went looking for
Mhm.
the tampons at the different supermarkets. These ladies did not have any idea what tampons were. Neither did the gentlemen. I'd actually think gents would at least know. Okay, I'd assume women would definitely know what tampons are, and I'd also kind of figure that there's going to be a man in the supermarket who has an idea of the menstrual hygiene products for the ladies, but none of them like figured what that is. They didn't know what tampons were. So this is what drove me to actually reach out to AskNivi, to Christine specifically, and like talk about this whole conversation of menstrual hygiene and menstrual products. So we're here to just raise awareness, and there shouldn't be any form of discrimination or stigma about menstrual hygiene, because this is a natural process that will eventually, or if it's not, if it has started, it's happening. It's a natural process for every girl and woman to go through. And uncles, fathers, brothers, you guys should actually take it even upon yourself to buy for your sisters, your mom, your girlfriends, this sanitary products. It actually goes a long way. There's no point in which you give me a sanitary product and I'll be like, no, I'll be so happy. In fact, because it happens to me every month. it's a natural process, and we should be able to speak about it as free and openly as we can. Yeah.
And even on that point, you have reminded me, someone on Twitter tweeted that,
Yeah.
like, would you, as a girlfriend, if you
Yeah.
went to your boyfriend's house and
Yeah.
then you found that he has period products,
Yeah.
which he gives out to his, like now the ladies' friends
Yeah.
or the other girlfriends in that way, but the other girlfriends, the friends who are
Yeah.
girls,
Yeah.
come to visit him, would it be an issue? And I
Mhm.
remember that whole day, it was
Yeah.
a whole topic in Twitter.
Mhm.
But then the argument was that period is normal. Like I can be visiting probably Kevo or Brian,
Yeah.
and then my period starts. What will I do?
I
If they
know.
have products, then if they had the period product, it would be better because I could be like, oh, wait, hi friends, hi
Yeah.
Kevo, hi Brian.
Yeah.
My period does
Yeah.
have we
Yeah.
have just started right
Yeah.
now, and
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to handle the situation, and then they'll give you the product. So yeah, it's yeah. When it comes to period stigma, it's a whole topic on its own.
Yeah.
Yes, and also the other thing, even like if you like right now here in Kenya, if you go shopping for supermarkets and you shop for like you buy a pad, one thing
Mm.
they'll do is they'll wrap it up in a newspaper.
I know. That's actually happened. That's so true. That's so true.
Because you don't want to be seen, or like a lot of people are going to be seen like they have bought the period products, but then it's a normal
It's a
part of
natural
life. So
process.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I think period stigma goes back to accepting that periods are day to day, like they're a daily part of any lady.
Mm-hmm.
And buying period products would be just like the way you go and buy a toothbrush or soap because it's for your own personal use.
Yeah.
It should be taken the same way.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely like normalizing, like first of all, like but the buying of period products, and also the fact that even us the two we are talking about periods right now, it helps in like in removing
Yeah.
the stigma around period itself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love it. I love it. So before we go, we have two other questions by Abaja. She asks, or he asks, I'm sorry for generalizing. I have seen a lot of waxing places encouraging people to come for waxing during the flow. Is this good or bad for us? I think it's a lady, so yeah. Is it good or
Uh,
bad for women and girls to go to waxing parlors
during the
during the flow?
periods.
Yeah.
That's actually a good question, and we can address it afterwards. But also, the other thing I know is that during periods, your intimate parts are very sensitive.
Yes.
So, for some people, they might opt to skip on that. But also, at the end of the day, it boils down to you as a person. Is it
Yeah.
something you want to do? Because also,
Maybe.
another thing, remember, during periods, we are told we shouldn't, what is it called?
Kristen.
Hello?
Okay, now I lost you again. Now I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You said you were talking about during your period you should not.
Yeah. So one thing ladies are discouraged to do, like the days leading to your period, you're discouraged from shaving
Okay.
because during that particular period, you are prone to getting infections.
Ah, I
It will,
see.
yes.
So you can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I lost you when you said you're giving us the reason why you should not shave when you're on your
Yeah.
period.
Yes, so the reason why ladies are discouraged to shave when they're on their periods or days leading to is because they might get infections.
Okay.
And also, yeah, another thing also I've seen articles written on is the fact that your immunity during your period goes a little bit lower.
Yeah.
So yeah, you might want to skip on shaving that during that
Uh,
particular time and then
okay.
wait for days afterwards to do that.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so I hope, Abaja, we have answered that question. And the last one from her, she asks, what about people who have clots during our periods? Would a cup be an option? How does one determine the best option? So we already talked about that. How does one determine the best option? On the factors to consider when choosing menstrual health products. But Christine, if we can talk about the question on clothes and using a cup, would it be an option to work with?
Uh, I only know the intricacies about using cups and clothing per se.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think yeah. For now, we can maybe like ask our experts on that, and then we get back to the question. Yeah,
Okay.
to this.
We've also talked
And also,
about using the panty liners when you are like almost at the end of your cycle and it's not as heavy as the beginning or the middle time of your
mhm,
cycle. So you can consider using panty liners that, of
yes,
course, are free from chemicals like
mhm,
plastic. You can use cotton pads or sustainable. As long as a company has mentioned they use sustainable products, I feel like that's a good step to choosing proper menstrual hygiene products. So,
yes,
Christine, I think that's it. We have come to the end of the live.
yes,
Thank you
yes.
so
And
much for
so,
joining us. Oh, sorry.
yeah, and for
Mm,
anyone who wants to continue the conversation on menstrual health,
yeah,
they can still do that on the chatbot. Remember, the chatbot is free, private, and confidential, and it's available 24/7 countrywide. So they can send the word chat, CHAT, to our WhatsApp phone number, or they can click the link in our bio, our Instagram bio, that is, and they're able to start a private chat. So the chat is private and free. So
yeah.
yeah, the conversation
And
can
very
continue there.
informative.
Yeah.
And very informative.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you to everyone who has joined us and for the question asked. They were very interesting questions. Yeah, and also it means you are listening in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you for having me. Thank you for having AskNivi. And yeah, thank you so much, Wilma.
You're welcome. It's always a pleasure and honor to have you on our lives.
Mhm.
And asante sana again. May you be blessed and highly favored by the Lord in Jesus' name.
Mhm.
And I pray that your evening will be going great. I know it's
Oh yeah.
evening, right? On your side, yeah?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
evening. Yeah. Yeah, you have a lovely one.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you for all those who joined. And you can catch this live. You can share it, like with your girl, female friends, and let
Mhm.
let people know about menstrual hygiene. So,
Yes. Thank you for
bye.
joining. Yes.
Bye, Kristen. Bye, everybody.
Bye.